One start. Hello students, I am Professor Mr. Shakti Manisha. Today is our 26th lecture of management. Till now we have completed our 4 units already, and previous lecture we have started our unit 5. Okay, so what is the name of our unit 5? Legislative Act. Okay, काय बघितलं आपण मागच्या लेक्चरला? आठवते कोणाला? काय सब कंटेंट होते? नेसेसिटी ऑफ ऍक्ट्स बघितले आपण. त्यानंतर डिफरंट डेफिनेशन्स अँड मेन प्रोव्हिजन्स ऑफ ऍक्ट्स पाहिलं आपण. त्यानंतर नेसेसिटी ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव्ह ऍक्ट्स बघितलं मुलांना. And also we have seen the Indian Factories Act. Now today we have to see the subcontent 5.4, that is the Industrial Dispute Act in the year 1947. Okay, so what is the CO, course outcome of this unit, students? Purpose of the Industrial Legislative Act, and unit outcome is you can able to explain the main provision of the Industrial Dispute Act in the year 1947. Okay. So what are the learning objectives we will see now? So to know the objective, scope and coverage of the act. Main objective to learn the subcontent, the Industrial Dispute Act 1947. The main objectives are to know the objective, scope and coverage of the act. Then to remember the important aspects of act. What is second learning objective? To remember the important aspects of act. To have knowledge about authorities under Industrial Dispute Act. To understanding rights of employee and employer. Through this Industrial Dispute Act, you can able to understand what are the rights of the employee and employer. Okay, and also to understand the collective bargaining concept. Okay, now we will see in short the introduction about the subcontent, students. So according to Industrial Disputes Act in the year 1947, industrial dispute is any dispute between employees and employees. Okay, or between employers or employees. So labor and management oppose each other in numerous or different ways in the course of daily work. काम करणारा आणि काम करून घेणारा या दोघांमध्ये बऱ्याच वेळा डेली बेसिसवरती डेली डे टू डे वर्क सिस्टम मध्ये क्लॅशेस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होत असतात. So it is said that labor and management oppose each other in numerous or different ways in the course of daily work. So most industrial jobs are repetitive, monotonous, difficult, dirty and even accident prone. So for the employees, they have to face many problems related to jobs like repetition, monotonous, difficulties in survive at the workplace, then dirty and even accident prone, or we can say that area. So as a result of this, management uses strict supervision to get the work done. जर अशी कंडिशन असेल तर मॅनेजमेंटचं काय काम आहे? Management uses strict supervision to get the work done in a proper systematic way. Or on the other hand, the workers are think that they are being exploited by the management. So this is miscommunication or misunderstanding between employees and employees of management. So the interests of these two parties are in conflict with each other. So students, now we will see what are the important definitions. So first one is award. See, कुठल्याही कंपनीमध्ये काम करत असताना एखाद्याने चांगलं काम केलं तर त्याला वेगवेगळे अवॉर्ड दिले जातात. अवॉर्ड म्हणजे काय? So decisions of labor courts and industrial tribunals that are called as award. Average pay. Average pay, what it means? It means the average of wages payable to employee. Minimum average किती wages दिलं पाहिजे salary to the employees, that is average pay. In case of monthly paid employees, average payment of 3 months. Okay, in case of monthly paid employee, average payment of 3 months. In case of weekly paid employee, average payments of 4 weeks. And in case of daily paid employee, average payment of 12 working days. तर ह्या वेगवेगळ्या 3 डिफरंट वेजने एम्प्लॉईजला जे काही मंथली असेल, वीकली असेल, डेली बेसिसवरती पेमेंट असेल ते कॅल्क्युलेट केलं जातं. नाउ व्हॉट इज मीन बाय इंडस्ट्री? Production, manufacturing or services rendered by an organization, that is called as industry. काय असते इंडस्ट्री मध्ये? प्रोडक्शन असतं, मॅन्युफॅक्चर प्रोसेस असते किंवा सर्व्हिसेस रेंडर्ड बाय एनी कंपनी और ऑर्गनायझेशन. ओके. Now another definition is lay off. What is mean by lay off? So it means inability of an employer to run the organization on account of financial crisis, shortage of coal, raw material, accumulation of stock, then breakdown of machinery, or for any other reason to continue to employ workers. So that is called as lay off. काय करायचं त्याच्यामध्ये? Inability of an employer to run the organization to account of financial crisis मध्ये ते इंडस्ट्री असेल किंवा ऑर्गनायझेशन स्मूथली ते रन करू शकत नाहीत, ते एक रिझन असेल. दुसरं रिझन म्हणजे रॉ मटेरियल मध्ये शॉर्टेज ऑफ कोल असेल, पॉवर सप्लाय असेल, रॉ मटेरियल वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे, अक्युमुलेशन ऑफ स्टॉक, breakdown of machinery, or for any other reason to continue to employ workers. So layoff is temporary phase. It is not a permanent. It is temporary phase. So the employee-employer relations do not come to an end, but are simply suspended for some period. क्लॅशेस म्हणजे परमनंट क्लॅशेस होत नाहीत, काही दिवसापुरते क्लॅशेस होत पुन्हा ते स्मूथली त्यांचं काम करू करतात. ओके. त्यानंतरची डेफिनेशन आहे लॉक आउट. ओके. सो लॉक आउट मीन्स द क्लोजिंग फॅक्टरी और सुपरविजन ऑफ वर्क, closing factory or supervision of work or the refusal by employer to continue to employ any number of workers employed by him, that is lock out. म्हणजे एखादा एम्प्लॉय जॉब करत असेल तर तो सोडून देणे किंवा फॅक्टरी जर क्लोज करण्यात आली, that is lock out. Then utility services. Utility, so steam, power, light or water, sanitation, coal, oil, etc. These are comes under utility services. काय काय सांगितलं? स्टीम असेल, पॉवर सप्लाय असेल, लाईट असेल किंवा वॉटर. ओके. त्यानंतर स्ट्राइक. स्ट्राइक म्हणजे काय? संप. सो इट मीन्स रिफ्युजल टू वर्क बाय एम्प्लॉई फॉर अ डिमांड अगेन्स्ट द एम्प्लॉयर. मग सॅलरी मध्ये इन्क्रीमेंट मागत असतील एम्प्लॉईज, तर त्यावेळी काय होतं, मग ऍज अ ग्रुप लिडर ग्रुप करून ते काय करतात? स्ट्राईक करतात. मग कंपनीला येत नाहीत कामावरती. सो स्ट्राईक मीन्स रिफ्युजल टू डू द वर्क विच इज असाइन्ड बाय द एम्प्लॉयर. ओके. त्यानंतर रिट्रेंचमेंट. सो इट मीन्स द टर्मिनेशन ऑफ द सर्व्हिसेस ऑफ अ वर्कर by the employer for any reason. Retrenchment means termination of the services. Terminate करणे कुठल्याही एम्प्लॉईला. कोण करतं ते? एम्प्लॉयर. कशासाठी? कुठल्याही काही रिझन त्याच्याकडनं चूक झाली असेल तर त्यासाठी तो त्या एम्प्लॉईला टर्मिनेट करू शकतो एम्प्लॉयर. ओके. Retrenchment doesn't include voluntary retirement of the worker. Retrenchment means not the voluntary retirement of the worker. वयाचे 60 वर्ष पूर्ण झाले आणि मग रिटायरमेंट स्वतःहून घेतली, याला रिट्रेंचमेंट म्हणत नाही. The retrenchment means what? It is the termination of the worker by the employer. Settlement. सेटलमेंट हा वर्ड पण तुम्ही ऐकला असेल. सेटिंग कॉमन मिनिमम डिमांड्स बिटवीन एम्प्लॉई अँड एम्प्लॉय, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज सेटलमेंट. ओके. त्यानंतर एम्प्लॉय मीन्स व्हॉट स्टुडंट्स? Worker working in the industry and doing any type of work, that is called as employee. Okay, remember. So these are the important definitions, various important definitions we have seen, students. Layoff, award, average pay, industry. Okay. After that, lockout, utility services. Then the strike means what we have seen, retrenchment, we have seen settlement, okay, employee. Now we have to see what is the necessity of this Act 1947. गरज काय आहे? So to ensure social justice to both employees and employees and advance progress of industry by bringing about harmony and cordial relationship between the two parties, means employee and employees. Okay. For that reason, it is necessary to settle disputes arising between the employee and employer by peaceful methods or by approaching the tribunals. For this reason also, there is a necessity of act. To promote good relations between employer and workmen. For these reasons also, there is a necessity of act. And to prevent illegal strikes and lockouts, which we have seen just now. Strikes केले जातात आणि lockout. So to prevent these illegal methods, for that reason, there is a necessity of act. Okay. To provide compensation to workmen in cases of layoff, retrenchment and closure. रिट्रेंचमेंट म्हणजे काय सांगितलं तुम्हाला? टर्मिनेट करणे. तर एखाद्या वर्करच्या चुकीमुळे जर त्याला टर्मिनेट केलं गेलं, रिट्रेंचमेंट झाली त्याची, तर ह्या कायद्याची गरज आहे. कशासाठी? टू प्रोव्हाइड हिम ऑर हर कॉम्पेन्सेशन इन केस ऑफ एनी layoff. Also, it is necessity or we can say that to protect workmen against victimization by employer. कुठल्याही वर्करचा काम करत असताना बळी गेला नाही पाहिजे, त्याच्या योग्य ते वर्क त्याला दिलं गेलं पाहिजे. सो टू प्रोटेक्ट दॅट थिंग, दिस ऍक्ट इज नेसेसरी. And to ensure termination of industrial disputes in a peaceful manner. Okay. Now students, we have to see what are the different causes of industrial disputes or conflicts. काय आहेत वेगवेगळे reasons, causes? So first one is economic causes, that is related to workers salaries असतील किंवा wages असतील किंवा profit. That is related economic causes. Economy is related to money. So wages, salaries and profit is related to this economic cause. Social causes मध्ये low moral, corruption, pollution, rising unemployment, etc. Then political causes मध्ये काय आहे मुलांनो? Political rivalry, unstable government, politics is there. Then technical causes मध्ये काय आहे? Loss of jobs due to automation or unsuitable technology. For that reason, technical causes come under this. Psychological causes काय असू शकतात? Loss of job, अचानक जॉब वरून रिट्रेंचमेंट झाल्यामुळे एखाद्या वर्करला घरी बसायला लागलं, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज सायकोलॉजिकल कॉज. लॉस ऑफ जॉब और लो जॉब सॅटिस्फॅक्शन. जिथे वर्कर्स काम करतात तिथे काम करताना त्यांना योग्य त्या प्रकारचं सॅटिस्फॅक्शन मिळत नाही. फॉर दॅट रिझन ऑल्सो सायकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लेम्स क्रिएटेड इन द माइंड ऑफ वर्कर्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉईज. देन मार्केट कॉजेस मध्ये काय आहे? कॉम्पिटिशन. मार्केट म्हणजे काय आलं? कॉम्पिटिशन. मग प्रॉफिट आलं, लॉस आलं, रिसेशन. मार्केट कॉजेस, कॉम्पिटिशन, लॉस ऑफ रिसेशन. लीगल कॉजेस मध्ये काय आहे मुलांना? कोर्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ क्लोजिंग डाउन फॅक्टरीज और शिफ्टिंग. एका ठिकाणाहून कंपनी दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी शिफ्ट करायची, दॅट इज लीगल कॉज. लीगली त्यांच्याकडे ऑथॉरिटी असते, नोटीस असते. त्यानंतर ऑथॉरिटीज अंडर दिस ऍक्ट. काय काय ऑथॉरिटी आहेत ह्या अंडर ह्या ऍक्टच्या अंडर मुलांना बघूयात. एनी इंडस्ट्री in which 100 or more workers are employed shall constitute a works committee. कुठल्याही कंपनीमध्ये मिनिमम 100 लोक असतील तर ती कंपनी काय होते, इट कन्स्टिट्यूट ॲज अ वर्क्स कमिटी. ओके. Works committee shall have equal representatives of workers and employer both. दोघांचे रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह तिथे असतात. त्यांचे आधी मग काय मीटिंग वगैरे होत असतात आणि मग तो मेसेज जो आहे तो एम्प्लॉईजला कन्वे केला जातो ॲज अ रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह ऑफ द एम्प्लॉईज ऑर एम्प्लॉय. ओके. Works committee shall promote good relationship between the workers and the employer. Works committee काय करते? It creates good relationship between workers and employer. Then conciliation officers, we will see appointment by any appropriate government, and they shall mediate and promote the settlement of industrial disputes. तर ऑफिसर्स नेमले जातात. कोण अपॉइंटमेंट करते यांची? अपॉइंटमेंटेड बाय एनी appropriate government. And what is their duty? They shall mediate, intermediate between the company and the rules, or under this act they have the authority to do the settlement. Board of conciliation. Appropriate government may constitute a board of conciliation to promote settlement of an industrial dispute. Then the board of conciliation will be headed by a chairman. एक chairman तिथे नेमलेला असतो, an independent person. Chairman means he is a independent person who can take action or who can make rules. So shall have 2 or 4 other members which will be representatives of both the parties, of the employer or the employee. Courts of inquiry. Courts of inquiry. Appropriate government may constitute a court of inquiry to look into any matter connected with industrial dispute. Okay. Court of inquiry, we can say that it may consist one or more independent persons, and the court shall inquire and submit a report ordinarily within 6 months from the commencement of inquiry. Okay. त्यानंतर ऑथॉरिटीज अंडर दिस ऍक्ट अजून बघूयात. लेबर कोर्ट मध्ये काय आहे? द अप्रोप्रिएट गव्हर्नमेंट मे कन्स्टिट्यूट लेबर कोर्ट consisting relating to industrial disputes specified in the second schedule. So that is labor court. The matters within the jurisdiction of labor court are, which are these? The order passed by employer under the standing orders, then legality of a strike or lockout, okay, then dismissal of workers and withdrawal of any concession or privilege. Now we will see tribunals of the state. So the appropriate government may constitute one or more industrial tribunals for the judgment of industrial disputes, whether the specified in the second schedule or the third schedule. So the tribunal shall consist of one person only to be appointed by the appropriate government. तर ट्रिब्युनल मध्ये सुद्धा काय गव्हर्नमेंट कडनं एक पर्सन अपॉइंट केलेला असतो. A person shall not be qualified for appointment as the presiding officer of a tribunal unless he is or has been a judge of high court. He has, for a period of not less than 3 years, been a district judge or an additional district judge. Then only he can appoint as a person in the industry. Okay. Under section 7B, national tribunals मध्ये काय? Under section 7B, the central government has been empowered to constitute one or more national tribunals for the judgment of the industrial dispute. Okay. A national tribunal shall consist of one person only to be appointed by the central government, and a person shall presiding officer of a national tribunal unless he or she is or has been a judge of High Court, and appoint 2 persons as assistant to advise national tribunals. Okay. त्यानंतर section 7C under काय आहे, further provides that such a presiding officer he should be an independent person and must not have attained the age of 65 years. Okay. Below 65 age असेल तरच तो इथे national tribunals म्हणून काम करू शकतो. When a matter has been referred to a national tribunal, it must judge the dispute and submits it to the central government. That comes under section 15. Okay. त्यानंतर आपण बघूयात स्ट्राइक्स म्हणजे काय बघितलं आणि लॉकडाऊन म्हणजे काय, तर त्याच्या संदर्भात आपण थोडक्यात बघूयात. If industry employee want to go on strike, then they should give notice to employer before 14 days. जर त्यांच्या काही मागण्या असतील आणि त्या मान्य होत नसतील, झाल्या नसतील, त्यांना स्ट्राइक करायचा असेल, तर हा त्या ऍक्टच्या अंडर येतो हा रूल की बिफोर 14 days they should inform to the employer. Workers should inform to the employer. No employer of any public utility service shall lock out without giving notice of lockout within 6 weeks before locking out. आणि एम्प्लॉयरला सुद्धा सेम रूल आहे अंडर दिस ऍक्ट. कोणता रूल आहे? 6 वीकचा पिरियड वर्कर्सला दिला जातो, त्याच्या आधीही कंपनी लॉकडाऊन करता येत नाही. So the employer shall send information of strike or lockout to the specified authority on the day on which it is declared. So a strike or lockout is illegal if it is declared in contravention of points 1 and 2 of sections 22nd and 23rd of the act respectively. Okay. तर योग्य त्या रूल्स प्रमाणे जर चाललं तर स्ट्राइक किंवा लॉकआउट करू शकतो, पण रूलच्या बाहेर असेल तर हा सेक्शन 22nd आणि 23rd च्या अंडर बसत नाही. So nobody shall knowingly expend any money in direct support of an illegal strike or lockout. Okay. Now students, we will see the difference between lay off and lockdown. मगाशीच बघितलं आपण lay off, it is a temporarily phase. Okay. And now we will see what is the difference between layoff and lockout. So layoff means it is a temporary phase, and lockout it may be temporary or permanent. Shifting करायचं असेल तर temporary आणि close करायचं असेल तर permanent. Lockout. Okay. Then business continues. Layoff मध्ये business continue होतो. Lockout मध्ये business gets closed down if it is closed permanently. लेऑफ मध्ये वेजेस कंटिन्युअस राहतात, सॅलरी वगैरे जे काही एम्प्लॉईजची आहे, वर्कर्सची आहे. आणि लॉकआउट मध्ये नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ एनी वेजेस. पहिलं गेलं ते विसरायचं, नव्याने जे येईल ते नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ एनी वेजेस. Layoff is not concerned with a dispute with the workman, and lockout may be due to an industrial dispute. So layoff is for trade reason beyond the control of the employer. That is, it is not an intentional act. Layoff is not an intentional, purposefully act. So lockout is an act on the part of the employer taken to pressurize the workers. And it is not an intentional act. Layoff. Lockout means it is purposefully pressurized by the employer to the employees. So this is the difference between layoff and lockout. Remember this. Now we will see right of employee laid off for compensation. Okay. So a worker having more than 1 year of continuous service under an employer, he or shall get compensation equal to 50% of the total of his basic wages and dearness allowances for 45 days for layoff. काय म्हटलेलं इथे right of employee? A worker having more than 1 year of continuous service under an employer, so that particular person or worker, we can say that, can get compensation equal to 50% of the total of his basic wages and dearness allows for 45 for laid off. So no compensation shall be paid to a worker laid off under following conditions. कुठे दिलं जात नाही compensation पहा. जर if he refuses to accept alternative employment involving same wages offered to him, जर employer कडनं employee ला काय ऑफर दिली जाते, सपोज अल्टरनेटिव्ह एम्प्लॉयमेंट त्याला दिलं गेलं असेल, जो काम करतोय त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त त्याच सॅलरी मध्ये जर काम दिलं तर त्याने ते ऍक्सेप्ट केलं पाहिजे. इफ ही रिफ्युजेस, इफ ही can't accept that alternative employment, then this rule is not for him. If the layoff is due to strike, okay, पेनल्टीज मध्ये काय आहे मुलांना, पेनल्टी फॉर वर्कर्स पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन स्ट्राइक. जे वर्कर्स विदाउट इंटिमेशन स्ट्राइक करतात आणि जे पार्टिसिपेट असतात त्या स्ट्राइक मध्ये त्यांना काय पेनल्टी येते एम्प्लॉयर कडनं. सो एनी वर्कमॅन हू continues a strike which is illegal under this act shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 month or with fine which may extend to 50 rupees or with both. तर बऱ्याच वेळा ह्या इलिगल स्ट्राइक मुळे त्याला इम्प्रिझनमेंट पण होऊ शकतो आणि फाईन पण पे करायला लागतो. पेनल्टी फॉर प्रोवोकेशन, any person who provoked others to take part in strike or lock out which is illegal under this act shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months or with fine which may extend 1000 rupees or with both section 27. So remember this, penalty for workers participating in strike and penalty for provocation. Then penalty for giving financial aid to illegal strikes. So any person who knowingly supplies any money to support of a strike which is illegal under this act shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year. एक वर्षाचा सुद्धा तुरुंगवास होऊ शकतो. A fine which may extend up to 1000 rupees or both. बऱ्याच वेळा 1000 रुपये पण भरायचे आणि वर्षभराचा किंवा 1 महिन्याचा जो काही इम्प्रिझनमेंट आहे तो सुद्धा द्यायचा. तर अशा प्रकारचे वेगवेगळे पेनल्टीज इथे आपण बघितले फॉर द एम्प्लॉयर अँड फॉर द एम्प्लॉईज. ओके, नाउ वी विल सी व्हाट इज द कलेक्टिव्ह बार्गेनिंग. दोघांचं संगनमत करू, दॅट इज बार्गेनिंग सिस्टम. So collective bargaining is procedure by which the terms and conditions of workers are regulated by agreements between their bargaining agents and employees. So workers चा जो मेन लीडर असतो त्याच्या थ्रू एम्प्लॉयर मध्ये जे काही एग्रीमेंट होईल बोलून चालून, that is called as collective bargaining. The trade union and workers pressurizing their employees for improving the terms and condition of employment. Okay, collective bargaining मध्ये वाचून बघूया. There are various concepts of collective bargaining म्हणजे काय. So there is with different emphasis or stress, namely marketing concept असेल मुलांनो, गव्हर्नमेंट कन्सेप्ट असेल, ओके, आणि इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट असेल. तर मार्केटिंग कन्सेप्ट मध्ये काय आहे कलेक्टिव्ह बार्गेनिंग. So this concept focuses on agreements on the pay hours of the work, non-financial benefits which are mutually agreed between employees and trade union representatives on behalf of their members. Government concept मध्ये काय आहे. Government concept of collective bargaining regards rule making progress which determines the relations between management and trade union representatives. That is government concept. Okay. And Industrial Dispute Act हा जो आहे 1947 ला आलेला, it tries to resolve any disputes between the employees and employer. Also employees and employees. Okay. Industrial Dispute Act containing many provisions regarding good relation between the employers and workers, investigation and settlement of industrial disputes, also prevention of illegal strikes and lockouts, relief of workmen in the matter of layoff and retrenchment and promotion of collective bargaining. Okay, so this is comes under this Industrial Dispute Act. So students, today we have seen this, the responsibility of administration of this act rests with tribunal and labor court. If this act implemented properly, there will be a social, or we can say that economical progress of the workers, and finally the social status of the workers will be enhanced. Okay, so this is all about our today's lecture. Thank you.